Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. How are you? Molweni, bahlali, molweni.
Sanibonani bakithi. Ngomvulo namhlanje bondia. Dumelang bagaetsho.
Good afternoon.
Re a le bona bagaetsho, re a le bona, siyanibona. Ons kan julle sien, almal sien.
Okay. Just a moment, Gogo. I'm just quickly, doing the admin.
Also myself, I am doing the same.
Okay. No problem. But anyway, we are here. It's Monday. It's lunchtime with Gogo, and this month we've touched the topic of children and nutrition, the do's, the don'ts, things that we need to be careful, take care of, because remember, we are raising very hyperactive kids. I think, like Gogo has said from the first live when we were starting this conversation, the preparation starts even before the baby arrives. Even before you give birth to the child, the preparation happens before. So as it's here now, as the little bundle of joy is here now, there are also other things that we need to be taking care of and that we need to be careful of not doing, because all kids are not the same. I might have 4, 3, 5 kids, but all of them are not the same, and not the same things applies to, it's not a one size fits all. Here at Youth Matters, we always say we give information, we impart information, we give we share what we know, what we have experienced, what we are practicing, what works, what don't work, and what might not be working for me might come out and work perfectly well for the next person. So all we are doing is to share and engage, guys. Do ask your questions, do share, and let's have fun. It's Monday. We coming from the weekend enkulu, and let's do this. So thank you, Gogo, for always availing yourself. And kuthiwa indlela ibuzwa kuba phambili. And we learn from the elders when we are still fortunate to have you to teach us things that we are not, warn us even about things that we are not even aware of, because sometimes we a generation that knows everything. We know it all, Rabo know it all, and we don't take things. So, but then again, nobody's forced to take anything. You take what works for you, you leave what don't work. Take it, use it, lose it, it's okay. And after the life, We try to upload the whole life on our YouTube channel, so that if you have missed the whole conversation, you on your spare time you can go back and go and learn and empower yourself. So without any waste of time, and yeah, let's get on to today's business. Go over to you.
Wow. Thank you so much, host. Thank you so much for a very, very detailed, clear outline, which, sorry guys, for always tinting my throat. It's a new thing that it's getting, yeah. But then, I'm actually excited and thankful for always the opportunities that we are afforded whilst there's still this chance and breath to pack some info and knowledge. As I'm saying, it's through, other testimonies, it's through experience in life, in my own self. And now I might be maybe sharing the very things that I was supposed to have done and I failed. And I realize now that I missed so much to raise my children in a way that I could be, proud of. I don't complain, and whatever I did one through no knowledge. So that's why it is a passion for me to be sharing this, so that those coming after me, they don't go the same route that perhaps I missed. Build foundation. So I picked up from your intro a statement that says, every child is different and may actually be the same. Let me say humans, because the children, whether young or old, they are humans. The only common denominator from all, with no exception, the new start is for all of us. It's just the approach of how you gonna navigate that basic. The question of, do I make myself healthy or do I make myself sick, applies across. No matter my preferences, my likes and dislikes, that question stops with me, stops with you. So whatever you're gonna be concocting or mixing or whatever, know that the foundation is the same. We are all human who can only survive with things that comes from the soil. Nothing less, nothing more. It comes from the soil, and that is what we need to put right in our mind. It is a state of the art where the brain can function properly according to how it has been developed. So, unless the mindset changes, I can assure you nothing is going to change.
Mm,
Nothing.
mm,
It will only be a question of gathering knowledge, getting that knowledge which doesn't take me anywhere.
yeah,
I'm sitting with it, I'm scrolling. Ah, this one always talks about this thing. Until you are missing the very thing that you are supposed to hear and
yeah.
change your own life.
Mm,
So this ignorance, it's no more an excuse. Honestly,
mm,
it's no more an excuse, and it's not gonna be your scapegoat. You will answer with your health going to the drain, deteriorating. This morning I was pondering about the very great and popular who have invented, who have, the world talks about these guys. And what baffles me is that they are not surprised as to why Steve Jobs could just die at 36, if I'm correct. So young. This guy who has done so much. Have you ever asked yourself such questions? I thought about people like Muhammad Ali, the, 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 the great heavyweight boxer who made me to love to watch boxing.
boxing.
But he died of what? Parkinson disease, you know? And all these things, we should not look them only on the side of what this guy was doing. Bob Marley, you know, died also of what? Cancer.
Mm,
And all these famous people, all what we follow, it's what the outside of them. We
mm,
don't look to the inside of these people. One, whether what they were doing, it was out of passion or was it out of fame.
mm,
Let me just guess. They were doing these out of passion. But were they actually taking care of their internal? The answer is clearly no.
mm,
It's clearly no. Now, these lives goal, it's for us when you get in the news about my death sleep.
mm,
I'm praying always it shouldn't be that mom or call to serve died because of a certain chronic disease. I don't want to hear that. Mm-mm. And I don't also want a lie about my death.
mm.
Truth must be told, but I wouldn't love that there should be that thing that people are standing there. Oh, she got sick, short notice, but we only found that she's got cancer. I don't like such things. I
Yeah,
should,
Gogo. Yeah,
it
but
should.
then I get it. All these things, they have a source, they have where they start. And that is why we have embarked on this very series where we are. getting from the beginning, what are we planting? When we plant this seed, what is it? How are we growing the seed? How are we helping it to grow in a proper manner? So that when we get to 73, or you get to go to sleep your last sleep, it's not a question of wait till we recognized it too late. We must be starting now to fix whatever, some things we can. For us, some of us, we are older, we are on the half century, and it cannot longer be fixed. We can only manage it. But for the younger ones, we still have a chance to help them, get to help them stay healthy, grow healthy, with healthy minds and bodies.
Yeah, but then I'm just going to amend slightly. We can restore back our health. It's possible. A testimony, it's what happened. All these diseases can be eradicated completely. All these diseases are lifestyle diseases. So, in the same way that they came in, that's the same way that every one of us needs to walk the talk, They can be eradicated. We can live a sick-free lifestyle. And then money. The money, I like the word that you are talking about. After you have restored your health, like I am dealing more now with degenerated organs to be regenerated. It's an ongoing. I can't rest. It cannot be. No, I don't have high blood now. I'm free. I can do whatever I like, which is the mistake that most people are doing. After you are free, you always talk about the people living with the HIV. When the test comes with the word undetectable, he or she thinks that she can live the very lifestyle that he used to live for him or her ending up with this virus. So it's the same with any chronic disease, any. There's no exception in that. So, with that being said, right, we are with children, and it's disturbing the way autism has just overtaken about 80% of children. Autism, it's in the mouths of people. And now we are trying here that parents, people taking care of children should be very, very cautious and be observant. Watch the signs, know your child, and act. Don't just know, but act. And that is why we are passionately sharing all these, what we are sharing. We are trying to overcome this thing of shortcut. We are trying to make sure that people have a foundation. So we need to identify the brain in this way. As Dr. Amen, the well-known psychiatrist with different approach when it comes to mental health. He says, whenever you see a mental situation, don't look to the outside. Please look to the inside. And he mentions three things. The three things that is mentioned is areas of the brain. You identify the areas of the brain that work well. That's the first thing. And inside, you will also have to check the areas of the brain that work too hard. Ne? And you will identify the areas of brain that do not work hard enough. And he describes that it's very important, and that's where a lot of psychiatrists miss it. By just the same as others, not finding the root cause first, but jump to the shortcut. So we are trying right now to identify and even at the same time to go to the root cause of these hyperactive children. Why do we have restless children who are so hyper? It's a weakness, it's also the strength. Unfortunately, we encourage the weakness by feeding the weakness. We feed it until it is out of way. The hyper side, it's neglected. That's that area of the brain that is not working hard enough, and it's supposed to be working. So we feed more. Again, the wrong hard working part, which you have identified, that's the one you feed, and it's continue working hard. It continue working hard until it is normal. So that is why don't jump to quick fix way. And it takes us back to this thing that we don't like, food, nutrition. It's taking us back there, unfortunately. That's the medicine, the pill, the everything that can restore and make the brain, your child's hyperactivity, to be normal. We don't say we want children who are sitting like this and not. Children are made to be active. They need to be active. They need to play. And the worst now is that one that we start early to make the brain of this small little thing that needs to explore and work and do whatever, by taking them to jail.
Yeah.
Professional, licensed jail. We close them there and we expect miracles. It is sad what we are doing to our children. I myself and me and myself as host always say, I'm the first victim.
The
I'm
three
the
of
first
you.
victim. The three of us, first victim. So the growth of the child needs fat-soluble vitamins and water-soluble vitamins. And we have outlined all those, what is the difference, and we made examples. The fat solubles will comprise things like vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E. There are only three, the fat solubles, only three. The whole range of what you can remember falls under fat soluble. Your vitamin B's, your niacin, your vitamin, all the vitamins from 1 to 5 or 17, you can think about, they fall under the folic acids.
Yeah.
They all fall under this water soluble. Your calciums, your phosphorus, your magnesium, your iron, your zinc, your iodine, your copper, all those, they manganese, selenium, chromium, they fall under fat soluble. I mean water soluble. You see how big is the list.
Yeah.
But here's the kicker. How do you balance that, and why? They need to be balanced because the other augments the other. Like, for instance, growth and bone development. There has to be vitamin D, vitamin A, there has to be vitamin D, there has to be vitamin E, because they work together. The other helps the other one to work better for better use. So balance is very important. It's important. Growth and bone development need those vitamins. And they also have to be an antioxidant. They have to protect the body. They have to protect your cells. They have to maintain the normal functioning of cells. So that's how development is complicated, and that's why I never wanted to know the science and integrities and whatever. I just strive to know what is it that I must mix and do and eat, and the rest I leave it to the body. But if I deprive the body to work properly, then I am really making it difficult for it to function. So the water solubles, they assist in release of energy from carbohydrates. For the carbohydrates to work, the good carbohydrate, of course, to work, there has to be niacin there that is actually helping. Fat, proteins helps maintain the heart. So you see, this is a jargon as I'm talking to you about it. But the fact of the matter, I'm just trying to jump here and there to make you understand how food combination in the right way can help your child hyperactivity to be managed, to be balanced, to be normal. She should play, he should actually do whatever, but in a very calm and, productive way. Because sometimes that it's just disruptive and not creating anything, end up somewhere because the brain is always calling. calling. So the issue here is that the root of our topic always should go back to the original or the creation. Genesis 1:29 will ever stay. It's not gonna change. Where we need to eat those food that are making seeds, trees that makes seeds. We need to eat that. Now, the excuse of us saying, where do we get this? That's where we need now to humble ourselves and go back. I'm gonna show you later on that you can have that spinach throughout. You can have your green in your garden, smaller garden, on your window there, those staying in the flats. It's not an excuse for you not to have something that you get from soil, that you can manage, that you can be proud every morning. You don't know how it is fulfilling to go out in the morning, for me to go and get some green leaf outside and chew it as my brushing and toothpaste in the morning. You don't know how it is fulfilling in my heart. I get joy. I get, happiness that, whoa, I have cleaned my mouth in a proper way. So, guys, this is doable. So we just need to nourish our bodies in a right way. The guide takes you on a soul nourishing journey into the powerful nature's way, healthy lifestyle with your family, starting with yourself. We need to eat the food that frequently elevate our mood. It's so passionate about this issue of mental health. Then I'm saying, for you to have that, you need frequently have food that elevate that mood and assist to encourage same in your own lifestyle first, in your family, in your children. That is the key, because it starts with me. I cannot go and say kids must eat what they don't see me eating and expect to follow. Never. That's why my grandson just now, whatever he eats, it must start first with me. He's a very sharing, caring, young, vibrant, but he's such a sharing person. He will always give. Even if it's one, it must come to you. So that is why you won't poison him, because after you gave it to him, he says, take it first. He must see you eating that. So that is the true leader with confidence that I will stand for myself and have courage to make tough decisions. Okay? Yeah. And at the same, to be compassionate, to listen to the needs of others. You know, that's a powerful quote by Alexander Schultz, who was dealing with children. And I see it in him. All this is an action that of integrity in himself. And it is my prayer that the parents of all children have this in them. Let me read it. Today, take this home. You have a child whom you are raising, who is described by a clinical professor of natural products researcher. He says a true leader has the confidence to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to be a leader. He's not putting himself there that I'm a leader, right? But he becomes one. He becomes one. By doing what? By doing the above things that I have quoted. And he becomes the equality of his actions and integrity of his intent. Powerful. So we are now raising and making sure that this is what our children in the future should be. And it starts with whom? With you. It starts with you.
Yeah,
Right?
we are led.
There is help. There is help. First, it's a plan. First, it's a plan. We definitely have to have the intent of a plan.
Good afternoon, sister.
Without the plan, I'm telling you, we are doomed to another failure of the coming generation. As I said, it's a pity because people don't understand how I feel, about this whole topic when it comes to children. What do we do then? I'm giving you tools. Changing the lifestyle of your children should have a plan. That's the most first and key thing that we all need to do. Okay? For you to get a cooperation from this plan of changing the setup in the house, first involved them in your planning. Let they and you have a list drafted by both of you. They should set up, after you have explained why this is important to be done, because we normally just, want to dictate, and we get very less cooperation because of our dictatorship. But if we can start first by involving them and making sure that they are with you, preparing their meal, each can write his or her own menu, and in a very humane and careful manner. You know your objective, where you want to go, right? You come with something like, yo, we're gonna have our own wimpy in our own house, and you start to play around with everything that you have in the house in a healthy way. Now you know that you take out issue of frying. Instead of frying, you now start to grill your food. You now start to bake. I'm sure these little ones, like my grandson and granddaughters, they will love holding that oven, pulling, and with their little handcuffs. Let's waste money now not to buy these toys that are actually fruitless. That loves holding that oven. He has put his own muffin, cheese muffins in the oven with the brown whole flour, which is not synthetic or saturated flour, white flour. Because it is baked by him, he's going to enjoy it.
Yeah.
And
they love it. They
love
if
that.
there's one thing that I'm learning from my nephews and nieces now, it's that when you involve them when preparing the food, even though you know that what is your ultimate goal actually, they love that thing, that interaction, that you involve them, that you make them choose. And if you born, they open the fridge and they will show you exactly what they want and how you need to do it. And then it becomes for them so much fun, and they enjoy eating the food that they made themselves more than the ones that you give them. And especially when they are not well, that is the other thing that I've picked up, that when they are not so well health wise, they have flu or something, when you involve them in making their own food, Hashem, they are healthy. You won't have troubles.
Yeah. And those are just the things that I'm saying. As we are now changing, we are revolutionizing the meal of our children, our grandchildren, so that we end up with this. The proof is in the pudding. That pudding, how was it made? No sugary pudding. There is puddings which are without sugar, people. Because that one we agree. We have dealt with in the first 2 weeks. Take out sugar and fat, saturated fat from the diet. Take out sugar. I learned again, only this morning again. I was wondering, where does this saturated sugar, white sugar, and whatever sugar going? One researcher, scientist is telling me this morning as I'm preparing this live, that sugar from that tea or whatever you are putting in there when you drink or you do and whatever, he says the sugar goes straight to the bone marrow and sit there gladly and be busy intoxicating you. You are posing with all these inflammatory, all these diseases and whatever. The bone marrow is storing and it's releasing missiles into the bloodstream, and you are in a roller coaster of these diseases, because in order for the brain to be healthy, the blood must be pure. If by correct habit of eating and drinking, the blood is kept pure, the brain will be properly nourished and be able to take any challenge, be it struggles of life, be it challenges in whatever manner, provocative things that will make you angry or feel hurt. If you are bulletproof with your health, it doesn't matter. These things that come your way, they don't stick. They bump and go. It's like a ball bumping and bouncing back. Because your body can stand the test of life. And that is what we are building right now when we are talking about this. And unfortunately, up until they can stand on their own, you need to be busy building a proper foundation, guys. 1 to 7, it's a very critical stage where, you like it or not, you must work hard. If me and you, we are on the safe page and safe kind of mindset, we definitely have to understand that these disorders can only be avoided or minimized if we truly change also our minds. There was a research that was made way back, Women's Value, April 1990. It's not long ago, 1990. It emanates from New York, and this lady, Liz Kagan, was working in an institution, not a dietitian. She was nothing. But having learned from what the juvenile delinquent prison that practice proper nourishment for those delinquent, the so-called delinquent, that they didn't even stay long in the prison, in that prison, to learn more skills of being more delinquent. They came in and go immediately. Diet was working miracles to get their brains properly in place. So this lady introduced this thing to the schools. She was so hands-on and firm. That's another thing that I want to say, that we don't have to be, what is the right word? We need to be true to ourselves, to lead firm with love. Because kids are very cleverer than us. They pick up quickly your yes and no. They pick it up quickly. Oh, she gave me a banana, and I said, I don't like it. And oh, what do you want? You want the chips? Yes, mommy. Yes, mommy. They test you. And you think that you are clever. They're gonna overtake you soon or later. And you cannot even budge anymore. So she says, get children interested and cooperate. Get their cooperation and get the interest first from them. She was not a trained dietitian. She was nothing, but she took upon them herself that not in the school that I am, children are going to be diagnosed with hyperactivity, with ADD, with autism, not in my name. So he gave the children a voice in planning their own meal. And amongst themselves, amongst the very children, there were committees planning the menus. So what do? Because you yourselves in your family, you are a unit. You have your own committee that is planning the menu, accommodating the interest. Oh, okay, you don't, maybe so-and-so doesn't like carrots. Carrots fall under yellow. There's about how many? There's whole range of yellow things. Can this child not like all these things? Honestly. There's apricots, there's sweet potato, there's squash, there's papaya, there's corn, there's pineapple, there's passion fruit, there's oranges. Can this child not like all those things? Honestly. So you see, you have discussions. No, mommy, me, no carrots. Instead of carrots, I'll rather have a sweet potato. You have your alpha carotene right there. You see? So you have collected all this material. Having something like this in your house can help you a lot. Can help you because it demonstrates 5 colors of food and vegetables. And like children, these young kids, they like pictures. You collect and buy these things, you put them there, and they plan their own menu. You have accommodated each one of them. and they can make their own meal healthy, neutral, balanced meal in a very simple way. And as I say, planning, I'm going to show you what I mean by planning. Unfortunately, here I'm talking where first temperance, which is another part of this series. Temperance, abstinence, it's another thing. You should see the host on Sundays, first day of the week. Planning for the whole week, because she cannot afford to be on the stove every day. Dogs and humans get their meal cooked on first day of the week. You know? So that is what we can do, all of us, guys. We can do that. And it gives even food, not by Wednesday, Thursday, what she cooked, it's done. She knows that on Fridays, she might have a little bit of leeway. She has already the menu for that day. There, maybe Thursday, maybe there were some extra people, which it normally doesn't happen frequently. Thursday evenings, Friday, she's already having a plan of what is it that it's gonna be eaten. So planning, right? So no cell phones, nothing. She listens to her music and whatever. No, let's understand the issue of planning. Forget about yourself a bit. Itebale hanyani. Your comfort zone, forget about it a bit. Plan for your children's week ahead. 5 days of the week. Friday's a leeway. They have their pocket money, which is what personally I was doing. I never had children carrying money up till university. You will be
Friday
surprised.
is cheat day for
They
everybody.
were taking scafting. Why it was scafting, lunchbox, up till varsity. I buy food, is there, she must cook, take scafting to school, to the class. If she doesn't cook, it is her own baby. I don't have pocket money. I don't have money. So the Fridays were the days where I would say, okay, what have you achieved for the week? I never gave money just. No. We plan the week. We give each other a goal. This is what we need to achieve from our schoolwork, from our making beds. Understand, I'm talking about foundation here. I'm no more talking about adults, because adults beyond 8 going up, it's now I have just to make them recall what they have learned from 1 to 7. Your bed must be neatly made, your room must be left complete, and there should be fresh air coming. That is a foundation that you need to start there. Yeah. So that by beyond 8, it's just a reminder and maintenance going forward. Okay.
Yep.
So these things are possible if we forget ourselves a bit. We are a team that Personally, I have even more responsibility because I'm building brains here of the young ones. And at the same time, they have to have what they must nourish their body. That is another part that still comes to you as a parent, as a leader. Okay, so we don't really say it's not easy, guys. I'm saying it's not easy. It's a sacrifice. You said you want 4 kids. That's your baby. Carry them. The 4 of them. That's your lucky. Those who've got one, they are so lucky. I admire them because even in adulthood, you can still manage one.
That's how I
As
give it.
Yeah, no. 4, it's not easy, but it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable with the foundation properly built. So involve them and be consistent. The thing that makes, as I said, kids are clever. They read your mind better than you. And once you miss a step, they are gone with you. And you'll never catch them anymore. These kids that roll in the shops, they do it in the house. This rolling and temper tantrums and whatever, embarrassing you in the shopping complexes, they didn't start there. You then allowed it in the house. And now you thought when they go out, you will control them. You plan even when you go there. This is what the budget we have. This is what we're going to buy. So when she cries for the toy, you bring him back nicely. One other thing that I know, it is what I did. And I didn't know how much impact that thing is making. And I'm repenting today in front of this audiences and even before my Yahuwah. I did wrong. Screaming to your children, it's very, very wrong. Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Because this person can hear even if you talk nicely with him, he will still hear. Of course, when you have also built proper standards and morals. By example, you remember my quote when I began. With example, yourself, they must see to yourself first what you are telling them. Okay? Personally, I learned the hard way when my son, we were in some talk and argument, and I was, why when I talk to you? He said, I'm like you. I'm like you. So honestly, it's not correct. It is not correct. And I repent. I always call myself back, because things like those, they can haunt you. Even if you don't want, you see yourself, and immediately I remember, oh, please. So what I'm saying is that This screaming and whatever, this child is screaming because you are screaming yourself to him. Now he's screaming back to you. That is how the game is with children. The brain can store, and unfortunately, it stores up until a person is an adult. My mother would scream. He will come to the gate. She sees me there, that corner, standing there. Hey, the devil! She could scream. And this is a case that needs to be listed under other cases. It's not right. It's bad. It's not right, guys. So the children are being made, there's a lot of noise. Parents fight in front of them, screaming and all those things. These little brains are learning all these things. They think this is how things have to be done. The brain, you eat whatever you want to eat in front of them, you drink, you do whatever. They are learning. They are learning. Yesterday, I went out with my grandson. I just want to demonstrate how the mind is programming these things. And she likes sitting down. She'll be busy with the soil there. And here she meets a stumpy of cigarette. And she says, look, 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 Daddy. Look, Daddy. And I'm looking. Yo, it is stumpy sa cigarette. You see? So, this is things that I'm saying. The brain is programmed, and we need to make sure that what it programs doesn't come back to haunt us. And to calm children, one, we should eliminate eating disorders. Things that you know, food, this processed food, if you want the hyper of your child to normalize, first change the diet. Don't go to drugs. I would maybe next week just to mention a few and make you aware that the herbs that we gonna recommend do have that, but those drugs that these kids are drinking have been made synthetic in the lab. That is why they are not working. Instead, they are fueling water. They are fueling fire in their brain because the body doesn't recognize them. They are synthetically made. I was surprised to see one of them. It is still the very marijuana with no LD, what they call it, LD something. Those who are smoking, they will know. There's all these herbs are there. The things like what do we call this? The catnip. I learned that you can even smoke that. It will still help to nourish your body. The catnip. Maybe your mind training that, oh, I'm having cigarette, and in the meantime, you are healing your brain with catnip. It will calm your body, it will still balance your serotonin and dopamine. Because what I learned now with these drugs, they kill your dopamine. That is why you've got mood swing, you are angry, you always, are not this happy person. Those hormones are not balanced at all. So the first thing that you need to do is that one. Eliminate eating disorders, and relieve stress and anxiety. Ease stomach disorders naturally and reduce inflammation throughout the body. And this issue of detoxification, it's non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable. It must be an ongoing process, because actually that's where we start to detox the body so that we bring in the good things that will actually make this brain very happy, So we need to understand that these things are not coming in a plate. We have to make sure that we are continuously researching. This information is even available in Google. Just Google and know what is it that I am making my child to drink as a chronic drug. Make me understand. Because on all these drugs that works with the mental, there is this issue of nepetalactone. It's equivalent to heroin. It's equivalent to morphine. And now you have been taken for a psychiatric whatever. He gives you the drugs that are actually in line with the same heroin that you are taking, in line with what? With the same morphine that you are taking. So your body is way inflamed with these deadly things, instead of helping your child, with the symptoms that didn't need any drug. They needed lifestyle change of what? Of diet, what you feed your child. So now we actually have to improve this brain by purifying the blood, so that we don't end up with other diseases. Because kids at a very young age, they are diagnosed with heart problems, diagnosed with diabetes, diagnosed with high blood. The list goes on and on and on. Kids have got cancer now. So we can just say, guys, diet plays role. I put next week for maybe give some slight information about these chronic drugs, that we don't say stop. Go and discuss with your professional doctor. Don't just drop anything. That's a disclaimer there. We don't encourage anyone not to listen to his or her doctor. Please, this is not the intention here. The intention here is for you to understand that brain, it's crying, it's starving. You are feeding it the wrong way. That is our objective, to say, please stop and do your own research. There is an answer. There is help with the herbals that we take, right? For ADD, for hyperactivity, you can have a combination of herbs, and they will never. Simple things like jingo, simple things like nettle stings, milk fiddle, they are all falling under the nettle, right? We've got things like catnip, which aid sleep, because hyperactivity children remove distractions. When your child sleeps, remove distractions. The brain, the hyperactivity shows that this brain doesn't sleep, doesn't rest, so that it can regenerate neurons and clean the dirt, process the right things in sleep. We once spoke about this thing, when you sleeping, what is happening. We once spoke about that. So catnip will aid the sleep, will relax the tension, you will make your child to be stressed, have stress relief and anxiety. The overall mental health, it's taken care of. The inflammations that are opposing, because these kids, they are easily sick. Oh, they get so sick easily, and now and then they've got flu, they've got coughs, maminanyana, they've got congestion, they've got bloatings, there is cramps, there is colics in their stomach. So the catnip only can solve that problem with the right nutrient intake. That's the herb. Inbox, DM, the YM, they can tell you more in detail with the herbs that I have just mentioned. Jingo, catnip can assist, alleviate a whole range of other things that you are noticing with your child. Remove things that causes this hyperactivity. The food that you are giving your child. Spend money. I know people will say, she's talking like this food. There's nothing expensive. Let me show you just around what this morning I just wanted to make you aware that food that you feed your kids are not expensive, guys. They are not expensive. What you have in your house can also help your children to eat properly. You see, Magazi, prepare like this. This is a juice here, and it's greens. Here, there's kale, there's green apple, there's what do we call this? There's a pear in here. It's prepared in readiness where it's gonna be used throughout the week. Juice, fresh, with whole, fresh spinach, kale from the garden. It's prepared. Now, here it is, it's some that we are busy starting, kicking the morning before we go and eat, then whatever. But we don't eat anymore, things that doesn't help the brain. There's a war of the brain, guys. There's a war. So this very green that I have shown you, it's now liquid. We are taking it. Here it is. Now we've got this. These are peels of the citrus fruit. This vitamin C in galore here. We've got vitamin C. You can mix this with any fruit that you are targeting. Because it's yellow, I would go for papaya, I would go for pineapple for my kidneys and mix here. I'll go for kiwi because here we have also kiwi. We've got also kiwi in here. And because it's so sweet, I do blend mine. I do blend it with this because those fruits are very, very sweet. Now, this morning, I wanted to show you guys that it's easy to prepare something quick for your child in the morning. This is a simple flour, white flour, but because we are avoiding saturated things now, refined things, I mixed it with this. That bread flour, I mix it with the all bran, the bran flour, the wheat flour, so that I get it in brownish like this. Right? Now, I have already, I'm just showing that you can have these preparations done. It's not difficult. This we prepare in advance. This, it's your robot and red onion here. That juice that I was talking about, here it is. Prepared for juice, prepared for making omelette. The omelette, homemade omelette, ingredients. So, can you see how many fruits your child is going to eat? Already, he's got all the yellow, the red, the green in one. You can put then, we do have also here, you see, the white is there, there's a mushroom, there's tomato. You can make only these two together, only. Or you can make this and this together. It's up to you. You have to play around with all these things. Here, look, the cheese is ready. It's prepared. Here's the cheese. You just take and blend and mix. Here's the egg. It's here already. So you have a complete set of things your child like. We said we're gonna build the wimpy in the house. So is this not what you are eating at Wimpy breakfast? Host, is it not?
Yes, it is. It is. Definitely, it is.
Yeah.
But the difference here is that I know you will know when you have, because not always you will have time to chop and do whatever. So it is important for pre-planning and preparation, because if you know in this week I'm going to be using uh, green peppers, robots, and whatnot, you bought, you don't you can chop and freeze, and then you can just take out from there and use it as you go along. You don't need to be chopping every time, because the time as well, we are unfortunately living in a dog eat dog world. Time is of essence, so you need to be grabbing. And the other thing is that with the people that we are targeting, we are talking to, our small ones, they don't have the patience, they uyazi uthi I'm hungry now, and you are now only going to start to think, oh, ke tlo mo etsetsang?" They get impatient, and that is why they will resort to the fast and easy ones, the ones that they know that they will be done in 2 seconds. So if you have prepared all those veggies, like you have, even if it's not kept for the whole week, for 2 days at least, should there be, you are you just go grab, smash and grab.
So the other thing is spend a little bit. This is expensive. It's xylotox. It's sugar. It's gonna help also your child's teeth. Instead of him or her using these brands that I don't want to call because I'll soon be taken out, mix only this with your coconut oil. Put in there your oil of your choice, tea tree oil, lavender, whatever, charcoal. It's the best bet for me because it's cheaper. But for at least smelling, you can also use use the oil. Okay, so you offload your child totally from chemicals. Slowly, things that that must change, because the skin, it's another source of the things that we are bombarding our children with. Please don't do these things, because later on these things gonna come back to you again. These paintings and whatever know that those chemicals are destroying and are affecting the blood system of your child. We love our children, we love our grandchildren, but let's go back to the basics, guys. That is what will help our children. Hyperactivity. I don't want to go I don't want to talk about distractions that are even dangerous to our children. These things that we encourage also our children looking, listening to, they have serious impact. You don't know how my grandson is happy when we are out there enjoying nature, the grasses and whatever. Create something that keeps him busy, because they are explorers. Because that's why we were not meant to stay in closed places like these ones. But thanks, because our Father has given some spaces where we can create things that can help. Just now, there are poles outside. I was thinking so deep, where can I get maybe some ropes and then build a mzwinkinyana for my grandson there? Create something that can keep him busy without, because that's what he wants. He wants to be outside. He wants to enjoy the world, explore. He looks to each and every little thing. They are enjoying to do that. And at the same time, learning the skills. I'm looking to so many things you can pick up whenever you are with this child, looking when he climbs there, those mizwinkis, what is a motor, a reaction, the feet, how strong they are, the arms, how strong they are. Can he think, or he just climbed ignorant? You mentally, you can actually see that he processed first, he stepped carefully. All this is brain development, guys. It's developing this young brain. Of course, he cannot do that if the diet it's not right. The blood must be pure, it must be right. That is the message today. We spoke about why it's important to do this and what are the alternatives that we can do. There are many. There's molasses to substitute the sugar. We will next week maybe list again other substitutes. And with that, thank you. I'm going to be scolded again about time. Thank you so much. And yeah, this has been one of the things that I really am glad and happy that we are doing. Children, thank you.
Wow. Thank you, Gogo. Thank you very much. It's always nice to hear these things and to learn, right? It's not it's a question of we are learning, we are imparting knowledge, and we are not bashing anybody as to how they are doing things, but we are just showing them the other way of doing things and the other way of looking at things, because not all of us have the time. uh, not all of us have are fortunate maybe to have people that help us and the grandparents that are present. I am sitting here and thinking, I'm sitting here and thinking when we're talking about grandson and all that, or mine is missing out a lot because I'm not there. I only see him maybe once a year and try to cover up for the whole year. So when we still have the time, when we have the time and we are blessed with that, we need to use it to the maximum. And not forgetting that sometimes the mothers are also working and doing all these things, and uh, it's a lot on their plates. So the best advice that they got today is that pre-planning. When you are sitting at night and they are sleeping at the time they are sleeping, chopper those onions, chopper those peppers, chopper those mushrooms and freeze them so that it's easy when you want to do things with them. So thank you very much, Gogo. Thank you for the knowledge. Thank you for the passion that you always display when you do these things, and we appreciate you. Sister Reni, you will be strong, Mama. You must just be strong and eat that grapefruit. We will have to force it down your throat,
Yeah,
and
but
and
so
because
I'm
we love
sure it's not
Gogo,
necessary.
May I finish first, please? I wanted to tell her that because she loves cloves, I have noticed that it cloves gives it a different taste. So because you love cloves and you use cloves, when you blend it with the clove. Put clove in. Yeah. Good girl,
Yeah,
my
but
boy.
I was just going to say, even if she doesn't like grapefruits, it's not a train smash. That is why I showed you the different color choices within. If you have the other citrus and you don't want the grapefruit, it doesn't make any harm. You can eliminate it. If you tolerate lemon, you tolerate the orange, it is fine. The cantaloupe, it is fine because they still have the same phytonutrients. They still have the beta carotene, they still have alpha. It's just to take something that you enjoy and enjoy at the same time get the nutrients. It's not a transmess. Don't force yourself if
So
it's
what
not
is the
right.
cantaloupe now? You see now you are talking big English.
Hey,
I tell you
I
always
heard
that.
about that last week from this person I stay with. I said, what is that? Hey,
Cantaloupe, it's the you if you go to the shop to the to akere wa bona mo di fruiting ho na le ke tla reng lehapu le lesweu le lenyane akere mare le lesweu and ka hare le tlabe le ba le bo green.
Eric Obonte, is it this thing?
ne ke kotutse haka kwana cantaloupe e monate hampe e hlahile le one.
Is it this?
Wait, let's
Yeah,
explain.
wena o sikhoko re tlele hle o ntlele hle.
Okay.
What you want?
Oh, wow, that's the thing. Yo, ke
Oh,
tlo e
okay.
ja hore.
So
Yo,
guys, go take a
yo,
cantaloupe. That is a cantaloupe in
yo, e
same family as
monate.
lemons,
Yeah.
grapefruit and
Yeah.
all that.
Wa
Student
bona hore
mamelang,
wa
student
bona
se mamelang.
wa mamela wait wa bona hore o na le monna o hlokomelang yo o
Yes,
nyalehile
ke Nandi.
le yena ba together ba o hlokometse man.
Never.
Hi, okay, letla bua tsa monna ka morao. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Now I know what a cantaloupe is. Eee, sekgowa.
So you see, you can drop the grapefruit and put that. It's sweet. It's nice.
No, Nedile especially the grapefruit. So I was like, oh, okay. We bought them by default because we thought kidinarki. When we got home, we were like, oh my goodness, we bought grapefruit. So because somebody likes them, she was happy.
Oh, I can be so happy.
And they make the penicillin. Remember, you can make penicillin.
Exactly. So now I was like, let me force myself to like this thing, and I can't eat it like that. In a smoothie, it's better.
It's better.
I can bitter to the mouth, sweet to the cells. So
to the cells.
we have to do these things.
Yes,
We have to do
yes,
them.
yes. That's the attitude.
That's true. That's the attitude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yo, this has been so. Thank you much.
Thank you much.
I wonder, we need to organize these. I wonder, are they still having them where I got them?
All right. No, we need to find.
I'm
so that
sure we can find anything in the markets here.
All right.
Whether you are right, Gogo. We can actually get these things even if this can be what we give to people as incentives.
Mm.
Yeah.
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 Now there is
Yeah.
an idea. Yes, my sweetheart. Kiwi.
Yes,
Hey,
Yes,
yes.
celery.
And
kiwi.
Yeah,
Yes, that
nice
yeah.
one.
kiwi. It's hey, these things are
That
expensive
celery
today.
for your
Ooh.
eyes, Amu, your eyes, your kidneys are gonna be so happy. Nah,
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah.
that's good.
Celery is another one that's on my list of I need to like celery. So I'm gonna get it as well.
Yeah.
Celery, kiwi, carrot for your eyes. Very
Yeah,
powerful stuff. You can put pineapple if you want.
Okay.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
orange, lemon, any lemon.
Yeah, yeah, I think.
Vitamin C. Mm.
Mm.
Okay,
Okay.
guys.
No, I
I
would
need to dash. I
advise
need to go.
people this, ne? Because people like to say, but these things are expensive. Guys, in any supermarket, major supermarket, make it a point that you know when is their specials day, their market day, because all of them, they have market different days where it's market days, and these vegetables and fruits, you'll find them at reasonable prices. I
Prices.
mean, there are those that even do 10 rand day. They have a 10 rand day. So you'll find some of these things at 10 rand. And that's where I get mine. I always look for which day is which day.
And
Mm.
befriend your local market. I'm promoting for small business, small farmers.
Yeah.
Befriend them. Look around your area. The small farmers need your help also,
Yeah.
and you gotta be getting fresh from them. Eggs, chickens. You gonna get fresh things from their small plots there, small farms there,
Yeah.
organically. So
Yeah.
please, so
Yeah.
that's another option that you can do. It's a pity I'm staying far. I would be having market day also here in Gauteng. Now Tabanchu is very far. Getting organic every week. Yeah,
Mm.
but
All
befriend
right.
your local markets, your local farmers, and even those who wants to plant. Don't just buy a seed. Please don't buy just a seed for the sake of buying. Go and plant. Go all out to find the organically seedlings, because if you buy just anything, it's gonna even spoil your soil, and you still gonna go to the same problem that you are running from, of eating synthetic and GMOs. So go all out, find the right seeds for planting. That is another tip that I want to give you.
Yeah, and another one is you can also, as you bought whatever it is with which has seeds, experiment. Try to grow the very seed of whatever you have bought.
Mm.
Yes, and I'm so inquisitive. I do open them sometimes, and you'll find, some others shocking things. It's not a seed like it's something jelly like in that seed and whatever. So it's also very beneficial to also
Mm.
explore even that very seed that you gonna plant, whether is it a real seed that because the seed, if it's a seed, it will be white. It will be a hard white something inside, not a jelly like substance. It's not right when it's like that. Throw
Oh,
it away.
Osamo, are you saying moringa? if you are saying moringa, number one, it's good. You can add it on the powder. Normally, you add it with your on your smoothies. It's good. It's good.
Yo,
But
this morning,
the same as well. You need to know the source. Is it
Yes.
organic? You
Yeah.
need to know the source. Is it organic? The Limpopo people are very lucky because they grow it and they get it, and you can get the plant itself and come and dry it yourself. You know, you dried it yourself, you blended it to make it a
Yeah.
powder. Yeah.
Yeah.
and I have
Oh,
also learned something about moringa. Do you know you can preserve your chicken with moringa so that it doesn't spoil, stay longer?
Okay.
That's another thing that I found fascinating about moringa. A natural way of not putting these glyphosates and whatever. You put moringa.
okay.
Yeah, and on your list, actually, Gogo, as you're talking about this, I think one time, please do a live on how to preserve food longer.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, it's very crucial and important topic for for survival. For
Yes.
survival, we need to
Yes.
preserve food.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right,
All right.
guys. Thank you
Thank
very much.
you.
Thank you much. Thank you much. Thank you much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sabunga.
Jingle. Catnip on YM. Thank you.